seniors, really a generation that tends to get forgotten or even pushed aside. So joining us to kind of lead us in this conversation, not just today, but also at an upcoming event, is Traci Ruiz, an international high-stakes leadership strategist. But thank you so much for joining us on this Monday.
Thank you, Nicole, for the invite.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
We're excited to have you in because that's what we love about Studio 10 is that we can have so many great, important conversations, but especially from people that have really been in our community for so long, because you've worn so many hats here. You've been a police officer, you're a strategist, but really a volunteer. How did all of these kind of experiences lead you for advocacy for the elderly?
It really started with my police career, and when I was out in the community, we had so many great services for children, domestic violence, sexual assault, but we did not have the same services for seniors, and they're just as vulnerable on the opposite end of the spectrum, and they weren't getting services. So that was really, that tugged at my heart. In 2000 was the big push. I started a volunteer event then. We call it No Senior Without Christmas. You may be familiar.
Yes.
Every year we deliver 400 totes to 400 seniors around the Tri-County area. That was the first start, and then it really led to an elder death review team, an elder summit, and many other things due to the great community that we have here and partnering with other agencies.
No, that's so good. And that goes to show too that how many other people are willing to help out because they're behind you in all of this as well. You know, you mentioned a little bit about, you know, the elderly and our seniors that tend to be forgotten. Why do you think that is? What are the biggest challenges that, you know, that they're facing?
Ageism. America seems to be the only place we kick our seniors to the curb. I don't know why, because in other cultures we don't. In our Latin culture, my grandparents were near and dear to me, so that it was really easy to go out in the community and mingle with a lot of the seniors that were homebound and want to remain living in their home. So that was the goal behind Ingham County Triad, which is now turned to Tri-County Triad, now Senior Without Christmas. So that's really what sparked that, is because we wanted to help these seniors remain living independently for as long as it was safe for them to do so.
Exactly. And you know, one way for change is through conversations. That's where we're starting right now, is through conversation. But you'll be doing that tomorrow when you're leading this with a screening, a community screening for No Country for Old People. So, you know, how do you hope that this documentary is going to help continue this conversation that hopefully will lead to change?
Really, I take my 25 plus years in police work and doing elder investigations and handling elder homicides, and then really, you know, if somebody said, hey, you're going to go from a police officer, a cop, to a caregiver, I would have been like, no, I think you have the wrong person. But Mrs. Salinas was so wonderful, and it was really a tough situation with her brother being 80 and not having the capability to be able to navigate the systems. It's challenging enough if you're working. It's nearly impossible. It's a maze to try to figure out if you're not within the state agencies, local agencies, if you're not well connected. So that's how it really started. Was I was seeing so many seniors in need in our community, and it really easily connected. And then with high stakes leadership, the business that I offer now, doing keynote speeches, executive workshops, I teach leaders and emerging leaders. I equip them with strategies to take decisive action. Mrs. Salinas became that unplanned, unexpected case study for high stakes leadership.
Yeah, and you mentioned decisive action. Like, that's what you really need, when, especially when you are taking care of someone else or something that comes up that you weren't expecting. You have to make those decisive decisions, correct?
Absolutely. It was a split-second decision, and to go in and see her in this nursing home, and that she had 4 major medical problems and she was going to pass. That tugged at my heart. It was really hard, and having that conversation at home, it wasn't extremely popular. But she was so adorable that we made it work, and when I said yes, who knew we'd have 7, God would bless us with 7 wonderful years together.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for that, and obviously continuing this conversation, especially tomorrow at the screening. We do have that information right on the bottom of your screen, but you know, kind of to round out this interview, why is it so important that people get involved, starting with a screening like this, or just, you know, being involved in other community events?
Absolutely. Urban Beat, Terry and I have partnered to provide this free education to the community, and basically what I'm doing is, after 25 years of service and the 7 years I had with Mrs. Salinas, I have that capability to be able to give from the investigative piece all the way to nursing home, what you should look for in nursing homes or assisted livings as families, and then even to caregiving. It's very stressful, or it can be stressful if you don't know the system, and most people don't look preventatively at these options and resources in the community. They'll wait until crisis happens. So the goal tomorrow is to give people the 411, a fast track on what I've learned over my 25 plus years career as a police leader, and then really what I learned through Mrs. Salinas, and it's giving people answers to save them time, stress, and money.
And kind of being proactive with all of that. Well, thank you so much for everything that you've done and will continue to do. And coming up next, we're going to continue